Imagine the reigning six-time Classic Physique Olympia champion Chris Bumstead stepping onto the open bodybuilding stage for one last thrilling showdown, and his opponent, none other than rising star and top-tier open competitor Martin Fitzwater. This isn't just any matchup, it's a clash that fans have been dreaming of for years, and it's all happening in 3 weeks at the Prague Pro. The stakes? Bragging rights, respect, and maybe, just maybe, an open qualification for Chris Bumstead. Chris shocked the world with his announcement to compete in Open not long after his sixth Classic Olympia title and planned retirement. It's almost surreal he's in peak shape, so why not go for one last ride? This time he's facing Martin Fitzwater, who recently made headlines with his incredible Olympia performance and fourth place finish. But let's pause here for a moment. What's actually at stake in Prague? This isn't just about the win. It's about seeing if a classic physique star like Chris can hold his ground against a powerhouse like Martin in the open category. Can finesse and symmetry overcome raw size and mass? We're going to dive into each pose, bringing out the strengths, weaknesses, and unique styles of these two champions. In the front double biceps pose. Martin Fitzwater, known for his compact muscular build, Martin displays strong arms, thick forearms, and a balanced structure. His biceps may not be his best feature, but his overall density and conditioning help him stand out. His shorter stature allows him to create the illusion of more thickness. Chris Bumstead has a taller, more statuesque frame, and in this pose his classic V-taper really shines. He has well-shaped, peak-focused biceps and a smaller waist, which gives him a very aesthetic flow. Chris's height, however, makes it challenging for him to appear as dense as Martin, so he'll need to fill out more to close this gap. Martin's density and muscularity might give him an edge in a more size-focused comparison, while Chris's aesthetic flow and V-taper give him an edge in the overall look. It will come down to how full Chris can get his physique in time for the show. In the front lat spread pose. Martin Fitzwater, this is often considered Martin's weakest pose, as he has a slightly narrower frame and shorter limbs, which make it harder to achieve the traditional X-frame look in this pose. However, his conditioning and thickness are still evident, and he displays good muscle detail across the chest and shoulders. Chris Bumstead, the front lat spread, is one of Chris's strongest poses, even though it isn't a mandatory in classic physique. His wide frame, flaring lats, and vacuum capability give him an advantage. He can hold the pose with a refined, flowing aesthetic that stands out against shorter competitors like Martin. Chris likely takes this pose comfortably due to his wide frame and classic V-taper. Martin's structure makes it challenging for him to match Chris's impressive spread here. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button and like the video. It motivates us and helps us create more engaging content. In the side chest pose. Martin's thickness is highlighted in the side chest pose. His chest is full and rounded, and he displays impressive conditioning, especially in his side leg and overall density. His compact frame also helps him appear fuller and more muscular. Chris Bumstead has a refined execution in this pose, displaying detailed chest separation and a well-defined side leg. While he isn't as thick as Martin, his elegant presentation and deep cuts allow him to hold his own. His side leg details and waist control add to the overall aesthetics. This is likely to be a close contest, with Martin having a slight advantage in muscularity, while Chris brings a cleaner, more aesthetic version of the pose. In the back double biceps pose. Martin's back thickness and especially his lower body from behind are notable. His hamstrings and glutes are some of the best in the sport, and his back has improved significantly in detail and density. However, Martin could use more width to balance his impressive thickness. Chris Bumstead's back is detailed but lacks some of the thickness seen in top open competitors like Martin. While his aesthetics and detail are there, he'll likely struggle in terms of overall back thickness and conditioning in this comparison. Martin's greater density and powerful lower body likely give him a clear advantage in this pose. Chris will showcase detail and width but will need more mass to be competitive. In the back lat spread pose. Martin's rear lat spread shows excellent density, though he could benefit from more width. His back and lower body are thick and well conditioned, with strong glute ham tie-ins that create a complete look from the rear. Chris's width from behind is notable, but he needs more back thickness to stand up to Martin's mass. He has a well-defined rear lat spread and can bring an aesthetic presentation, but his lack of density might be noticeable against Martin. Martin's rear lat spread benefits from his back density, while Chris offers a wider look. Martin's thickness is likely to give him the edge in this pose, in the side triceps pose. Martin Fitzwater brings a powerful triceps and a dense conditioned chest to this pose. His compact structure and thickness make him look powerful with good muscle separation throughout his body. Chris's side triceps pose highlights his elegant side leg and defined triceps. His classic lines and balanced physique give this pose an aesthetically pleasing look. Although his triceps aren't as thick as Martin's, his presentation and flow allow him to remain competitive. Martin's density may give him a slight advantage in size-focused judging, while Chris's aesthetics offer a more classic take on this pose. In the abs and PIP pose. Martin's abs are well defined and his quads are impressive, adding to his overall polish and symmetry. His conditioning is usually excellent in this pose, allowing him to show deep cuts in his legs. Bumstead, although Chris's abs have sometimes been criticized for their lack of depth, he makes up for it with his signature vacuum pose, which enhances his waist and creates a strong V taper. His quads are well defined, though they may not match the thickness of Martin's. Martin's well-defined abs and legs give him an advantage in muscularity, but Chris's silhouette, especially with his vacuum, offers a unique, classic look that judges might appreciate. The final most muscular pose. Martin Fitzwater, the most muscular, is a strong pose for Martin. His compact structure makes him look dense and powerful, and he's shown that he can hold his own against even the most muscular competitors. His conditioning and thickness make this a strong pose for him. Bumstead, while Chris brings a more classic, flowing style to the most muscular, he may lack the sheer density of Martin. However, his aesthetic presentation and clean lines make this pose stand out, especially in the hands on hips variation. Martin's muscular density might give him an edge in this pose, but Chris's classic aesthetic and flow will still make him competitive. So after breaking down each pose, it's clear that this isn't an easy win for either competitor. Martin has the edge in most back shots, thickness, and raw muscularity, while Chris brings a refined aesthetic and classic flow that makes some poses debatable. And that's the thrill of this showdown. We simply don't know who will emerge victorious. But here's the big question: if Chris somehow pulls off a win, will he reconsider his retirement? The fans, the judges, and even Chris himself might start seeing a new path forward. Would Bumstead, after years in classic physique, step up to challenge the best in the open class on the Olympia stage? So, who are you betting on in Prague? And what would it mean if Bumstead pulled off the ultimate upset? Drop your thoughts below and make sure to subscribe for more updates. This matchup is just getting started.